Resilience is often thought of as the ability to bounce back from difficulties. But it is more than that. True resilience is not just about recovering quickly. It is about adapting, growing, and staying steady even when life feels uncertain. It is like a tree that bends in the wind but does not break. Many people believe that resilience is something we are born with. Some people seem naturally strong, while others struggle more with challenges. But the truth is, resilience is not just a personality trait. It is a skill that can be developed, and one of the most effective ways to build it is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, aware of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. When we are mindful, we are not lost in worries about the future or regrets about the past. We are here now. This awareness helps us face difficulties with a clear and steady mind. Imagine you are walking through a forest. Suddenly, you encounter a storm. The wind is strong and the rain is heavy. If you panic and try to run without thinking, you might get lost or fall. But if you pause, take a deep breath, and calmly observe your surroundings, you will find shelter. Mindfulness works in the same way. It helps us pause, see the situation clearly, and respond wisely, rather than react out of fear or frustration. Scientific studies have shown that mindfulness changes the brain. It strengthens the areas responsible for emotional regulation and problem solving, while reducing the parts linked to stress and anxiety. This means that with regular mindfulness practice, we become better at handling stress and making thoughtful choices, even in difficult times. But mindfulness is not about escaping problems. It does not mean ignoring pain or pretending that everything is fine. Instead, it teaches us to meet our struggles with awareness and acceptance. We learn to acknowledge our emotions without letting them control us. When we practice mindfulness, we can hold both joy and sorrow with balance. In the modern world, stress and uncertainty are everywhere. We cannot always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. And this response is where our power lies. By developing mindfulness, we cultivate a deep inner stability. No matter how strong the storm, we can stand firm like a mountain. Resilience is not built overnight. It is like strengthening a muscle. The more we train it, the stronger it becomes. And just like physical training, training the mind requires consistent practice. Mindfulness is one of the most effective ways to develop this mental strength. When we face difficulties, our first reaction is often to resist them. We tell ourselves, "This shouldn't be happening," or "I can't handle this." But this resistance creates more tension. Imagine holding a rope in a tug-of-war with your problems. The harder you pull, the more exhausted you become. But what if you let go of the rope? You do not give up. You simply stop wasting energy on resistance. Mindfulness teaches us to step back, observe the situation clearly, and respond with wisdom instead of automatic reactions. One simple way to train the mind is through mindful breathing. The breath is always with us, and it can be a powerful tool in times of stress. When faced with a challenge, pause for a moment and take a slow, deep breath. Feel the air entering your body, then slowly release it. This small action creates space between you and your emotions, helping you respond calmly rather than react impulsively. Another practice is mindful observation. When a stressful situation arises, instead of immediately reacting, take a moment to notice your thoughts and feelings. Imagine yourself as an observer watching a river. Your thoughts and emotions are like the water flowing past. You do not have to jump in and be carried away. Simply watch. This practice trains the mind to stay steady even in difficult moments. Building resilience through mindfulness also involves training our attention. Often, we focus too much on what is wrong, on the pain, the uncertainty, or the fear. But where we place our attention shapes our experience. Instead of being consumed by difficulties, we can train ourselves to notice moments of stability and clarity, even in the middle of chaos. Of course, this takes time. Some days will be easier than others. But just as we do not expect to master a new skill instantly, we should be patient with ourselves as we strengthen our minds. Each time we practice mindfulness, even for a few moments, we are building our resilience. Mindfulness is not just something we practice in quiet moments. It is a way of living. To truly build resilience, we must bring mindfulness into our daily lives. It is not about creating more time for practice. It is about making mindfulness a natural part of how we think, act, and respond to the world around us. One of the best ways to integrate mindfulness into everyday life is through simple awareness. No matter where you are or what you are doing, you can train yourself to be fully present. For example, when you drink tea or coffee, instead of rushing through it while thinking about your schedule, pause. Feel the warmth of the cup in your hands. Notice the aroma. Take a slow sip and truly taste it. This small act of presence trains your mind to focus on the moment, rather than being lost in worries or distractions. Another powerful way to apply mindfulness is in conversations. Often, when we listen to others, our minds are already preparing what to say next, or we may be distracted by our own thoughts. But when we listen with full attention, without judgment, or the need to react immediately, we connect more deeply with others. This mindful listening not only strengthens relationships, but also helps us respond with clarity and understanding, even in difficult conversations. Difficult situations are a natural part of life. We cannot avoid them, but we can change how we approach them. When something stressful happens, instead of reacting immediately, take a mindful pause. A single breath can create space between an event and your response. This small gap allows you to choose how to act, rather than being controlled by emotions. Over time, this practice strengthens resilience, helping you face challenges with a calm and steady mind. Mindfulness also helps us navigate uncertainty. Life does not always go as planned. There will be moments of change, loss, and confusion. Instead of resisting uncertainty, mindfulness teaches us to stay present with what is happening now. The mind often tries to predict the future, searching for control. But true strength comes from accepting what we do not know, while still moving forward with awareness and intention. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties. It is about developing the inner stability to face them with courage and wisdom. By making mindfulness a part of daily life, we create a strong foundation for emotional balance, clarity, and peace. Resilience is not about never feeling pain or struggle. It is about developing the inner strength to meet life as it is, with a steady mind and an open heart. Through mindfulness, we learn to stay present, to respond wisely rather than react impulsively, and to carry both joy and sorrow with balance. This is a lifelong practice, not something to perfect in a day. But each small step brings us closer to a deeper sense of peace and stability. If there is one thing to take away from this, it is that mindfulness is always available to you. You do not need special tools or extra time. Whether you are sitting in silence, walking outside, or simply breathing in a moment of stillness, you can cultivate presence. Over time, these moments of awareness strengthen resilience, helping you face life's challenges with clarity and strength. Difficulties will come, as they do for everyone. But just like a deep-rooted tree stands firm in the wind, you too can develop the ability to remain grounded no matter what storms arise. By practicing mindfulness, you build a foundation of inner stability, one that does not depend on external circumstances, but comes from within. I deeply appreciate your time and presence in watching this video. Your support, whether through a like, a comment, subscribing to the channel, or using super thanks, means a lot. It allows me to continue sharing these teachings and reflections. More than anything, I am grateful for the chance to share this journey of mindfulness and resilience with you. May your path be steady, your heart be calm, and your mind be clear. Thank you for being here.